imagine doing events, tournaments, activities for a month, free to play. You're free to play. You've been pushing everything. You get that one primal shard after collecting 100 primal quartz, and you get whatever rare they push out. It's not even gonna be a voider. It's not even gonna be a cold heart. What the hell? Hey guys, Culver here. Welcome back to another raid video. I'm a little bit surprised because Raid just gave us the link for the new update preview for the mythical champions coming into the game. We already know all of their skills that was hinted through the other content creators and myself. So let's just watch what they want to show us. It's a 6 minutes video, so it's not going to be that long. So let's have a look and see if there's anything new here in terms of info. That's might be shocking. Who knows? Let's see.
Everyone, and welcome to our latest update preview. Buckle up, this one's going to be huge. After all, it's not every day that we announce a brand new champion rarity. Say
Raid Mythic, Raid Shadow Mythic. Mythic Legends? Raid Mythic Legends? No. Raid Shadow Mythic? Attack support. Look at that. Double roll. Basically 2 champions in
hello to mythical champions. As they're the next step up from legendary, we've gone all out to make mythical champions feel truly special. So what exactly makes them so next level? In a nutshell, mythical champions are essentially 2 champions in 1. Yep. They can change between 2 forms through an exciting new mechanic we're calling Metamorph. Each form will have a different set of skills, and sometimes they'll change a champion's type entirely. Let's check out how these warriors of myth.
Wow, so they become from let's say an attack based to HP based. Kind of nuts, but from what we see now, they're not showing it through the index, which is mistake number 1. Because we can't see their maxed out stats. That is such a huge mistake. But overall, at the start, they did mention that mythical champions would have better stats overall. And from what I see here, the stats are not that crazy in terms of speed, crit rate. All of those look the same. So
let's look in battle. Allow me to introduce you to my mythical friend, Siegfried the Nephilim. Siegfried may look like your standard paragon of the Sacred Order, but wait, he hides a dark secret. When all of Siegfried's allies die, his Metamorph skill activates, transforming him into a flaming angel of vengeance.
Wait, was that in his passive? So that when everybody dies, he immediately transforms? That was not in the passives that we were looking at with Scratch the other day.
Check it out. Even his shield is angry. It's not just Siegfried's appearance that's changed. All of his skills are different now too. His first, or base form, focuses entirely on cracking skulls and dealing damage. Now that he's transformed into a second, or alternate form, he's a healer who can revive his fallen friends and get them back in the fight. Yeah, so there's a very quick demonstration of the Metamorph mechanic, the signature feature of mythical champions. Now, let's really get into the nuts and bolts of how they work, how to make the most out of them, and how to get them. We'll start with that last and most important point, how to get a mythical champion.
Look at that. There's the new Primal shard. Let me move my camera, guys. You guys can see it too. Look at that. Looks beautiful. Looks very different than the others, because the others are just the colors and then it's different, but this one has an extra, like how can I call it, like part of like a helmet. The part of the helmet is like bigger. So yeah, that's cool. Continue.
Presenting Primal Shards. These new, angry-looking red shards will be your main way to summon mythical champions. But you can also get rares, epics, and legendaries of all affinities, except Void, from them too. At launch,
except Void. Mythical Void champions won't be available at launch, because they're still thinking, oh, can we make Mythic Void, Primal Voids? Oh my god, the monetization's never...
There won't be any Mythical Void champions, but we'll be sure to let you know when that changes and how you can add them to your collection.
Money.
Primal Shards can also be formed by collecting Primal Quartz. Collect 100 of this mythical substance and you can create a Primal Shard. Both Primal Shards and Quartz can be earned from certain events or other in-game activities, so get hunting. So
Did they show any stats? No, they didn't, right?
I've got a mythical champion. How do I power them up? Good news. They work exactly the same as any other champion. Fight in battles, send them to the sparring pit, use XP brews or food champions to gain experience, and use affinity potions to ascend them. Easy. They also come fresh out of the shard at rank 6, so no rank 5 chickens.
6-star when you summon them. That's at least something. That's new. All right. What I wanted to see there is the 6-star gave him 10 extra speed, 13 extra crit damage, and then all of the other base stats. But the speed boost he got was insane. 10 speed extra. So 110 base speed is what he has.
They also come fresh out of the shard at rank 6, so no rank 5 chickens needed. Speaking of upgrades, time to talk skills. You'll need mythical tomes to develop their
This is where things can go very wrong.
skills. And keep in mind that you'll need to upgrade each
You'll need a library, guys. You'll need a library for these.
form skills separately. But before you start panicking, fully upgrading all skills across both forms will require about the same amount of tomes as if you were upgrading a legendary champion.
Okay, yeah, it shows here that it's very little books required. So they didn't overwhelm us. But how do you book that second part of the skills? I don't know. Also, how expensive are these going to be? How easy it is going to be for us to get them? Easy is definitely not the word, but getting 12 of these to book one champion, let's say it's the requirement.
As if you were upgrading a legendary champion. If you have a preference for one form over the other, consider using your tomes to focus on that form's skills first. For example, if you want our good buddy Siegfried primarily as a healer, use your tomes on his alternate form skills first. While you'll need to think about which skills you want to upgrade first, gear and masteries will remain the same across both forms. Find the perfect balance for both, or dedicate all your resources into one form. The choice is yours.
So they built him out with 100% crit, 310 crit damage. They built him out as an attacker here with like 5k attack, 130,000 power. Look at that.
As for empowering,
there's gonna be empowering?
that works exactly the same, but you can't unbind mythical champions. When it comes to awakening, it's business as normal. Blessings will remain the same across both.
Plus 2,000 to mythical champion, plus 10 to mythical, plus 5 to mythical. So it's even stronger. It's 10% stronger than what the legendaries give them.
Forms. The mythical champions will get extra stat bonus.
Oh yeah, the
from them.
So 600 attack. All right, that's not that bad. And then another plus 50 there. Okay.
Since there will only be a few mythical champions at launch, you won't be able to add them to the wish list at the Altar of Souls. For now, anyway. That's the broad strokes covered. Let's jump back to the Metamorph mechanic for a closer look. We've already seen that each mythical champion will have 2 forms they can switch between. Here's the kicker. The way each mythical champion's Metamorph skill works can differ. Remember Siegfried, our friendly neighborhood flaming angel? His base form's Metamorph skill works like a passive and will only activate when all of his allies die. However, in his alternate form, Siegfried can activate his Metamorph skill like any other active skill, turning him back into his base form at the touch of a button. In general, most mythical champions.
So for Siegfried, he can only go to his healer form when champions die, but then when he's on the healer form, he can go back to the attack base form after that happens. So you can do the revive and then you go back.
Will have Metamorph as a standard active skill, meaning they can change forms whenever they want. Cooldown willing, of course. Whenever a mythical champion uses their Metamorph skill, they'll get an extra turn and all of their skills will have their cooldowns reset, except for the Metamorph skill. Metamorph skills also can't be affected by masteries, artifacts, or anything else that might increase or decrease cooldowns.
Right.
A couple more things to keep in mind for switching forms. Unless stated otherwise, you'll keep all buffs and debuffs when changing from one form to the other. Same goes for HP. You keep the same HP percentage across both forms, even if the max HP is different. However, shield buffs won't change their value. A 10k shield buff in base form will still be a 10k shield buff in alternate form. And finally, As the
Can be
name
good.
suggests, mythical champions will always start a battle in their base form. With mythical champions, we're adding a whole new level of utility that players can use to their advantage. While they're very versatile,
Yeah, so Siegfried will start his base form as an attacker always, and then only if one member of your team dies or all your team dies, you'll do the Metamorph.
you'll need to think really carefully about which gear, masteries, and blessings suit your playstyle and team composition. We can't wait to see how these mythical champions shake up Raid. Be sure to keep an eye on the release notes and check the news to see which events and activities will have Primal shards or Primal quartz as rewards. We're also planning a major new feature that will have a mythical champion as a reward. But I think you've had enough for today.
Major new feature that would have a mythical champion as a reward. So that's either new missions for everybody or a new clan boss, which we all speculated. But there's also, will we have to do events to get the primal quartz? That's gonna be the most boring thing ever. Honestly, if they do it through events, it's like a slap on the face. Seriously, yeah. If they do it only through events.
And that's pretty much everything there is to know about mythical.
Why does he say and? That's pretty much it.
Champions. But it wouldn't be an update preview without a champion teaser. So here's a sneak peek at the first batch of mythical champions. Man, they look so cool. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the official Raid Shadow Legends YouTube channel to stay up to date with everything going on in Teleria.
So, all right. The biggest takeaways are here.
Create a primal shard.
Is that they didn't tell us where we get the primal quartz, but they did hint about events. All right, they did hint about events. So let's go and cover that again.
Wait to see how these mythical champions shake up Raid. Be sure to keep an eye on the release notes and check the news to see which events and activities will have primal shards or primal quartz as rewards.
Events and activities. So, oh man, I hope it's just a script error. I hope they don't just do it through events and activities. I would have hoped that this would be something that is farmable, or, well, not farmable, but at least like clan boss type of situation where you get daily or weekly rewards. And that is primal quartz, and then you can do summon. So basically everybody would have pretty much the same amount. But if they do events and activities, it's gonna be the same thing as soul stones, really. You'll compete for them. You'll do tournaments for them. There's gonna be events. It's gonna be placed on the highest reward there. You need to be spending all of your resources for it. Is it going to be worth it? Who knows? The number of points that they'll do for an event will be insane. They might do those Path of Light events, which are the kind of the worst in terms of how many resources you spend. For they'll do like 30 primal quartz or something. What are the odds of getting a mythical champion? They didn't tell us. Lots of negatives, honestly, out of this video. Lots of negatives, but they did say the only positive here, the only positive out of this video, the only positive is that they did mention that there will be a mythical champion that we'll be able to acquire.
We're also planning a major new feature that will have a mythical champion as a reward.
That is the only positive thing about this video, honestly. Everything else we kind of knew. The 6-star mechanic where they unlock as a 6-star isn't that special. The stats that we see on them were not very interesting. And also a big thing that they did not cover was that on the page where they showed us the champions, it said something about ignoring resistance. About ignoring, the skills will be ignoring resistance, which they didn't cover in the video, I believe, at all. And Siegfried, maybe because he doesn't have any debuffs, you couldn't see it in his attacks. So enemies heals, removes all debuffs, right? Yeah. Revives all dead allies, yep. Transfers all debuffs from this champion to the target. So this is a skill that will require accuracy. Because you're transferring debuffs to the target, so it depends on the enemies. So here it doesn't state anything about resistances. Let's see, other skills, reset the cooldown, each critical hit feels, attacks when enemy surplus damage, that is the cool damaging skill. Yeah, lots of negatives here, I guess. Why Plarium? Why didn't you? What are gonna be the odds? I wonder what the odds are gonna be, but I'm guessing the odds will be relatively low. And why is it above the sacred shard? Why the primal shard is not the strongest one considered there? The biggest slap on the face is also getting rares here. Like, what the hell? Imagine doing events, tournaments, activities for a month, free to play. You're free to play. You've been pushing everything. You get that one primal shard after collecting 100 primal quartz, and you get whatever rare they push out. It's not even gonna be a voider. It's not even gonna be a cold heart. What the hell? Anyway, this was the video, guys. I hope it wasn't too negative for you, but damn, they kind of missed their chance here. This was the video for today, guys. Thank you all. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.